protocol. That's a big loss for Seton Hall. Starting lineup sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. And keep an eye on Darryl Morsell, the transfer from Maryland. He's been outstanding. He had 26 points in 35 minutes in the first meeting against Seton Hall. And for the Pirates, there's your officials, Pat Driscoll, Jamie Lucky, and Tommy Marcy. Glad you've joined us, everybody. Time to tee it up and let's rock and roll. Good crowd on hand here at the Prudential Center. It's going to be Seton Hall.
And right now, Dave Sims, Marquette, goes a little. Wait a minute.
Curious to see, Coach, how this team rebounds after Monday night. They got spanked around by St. John's.
Absolutely. They did not handle the pressure whatsoever. Nice roll to the hole.
Oh, good block inside.
What a presence he's at the rim.
Queth with the denial right at the bucket.
They're going to use Queth to do a lot of screening. As Obiaga really zones up, stays away. Like here, there's no show. It could be a difficulty in terms of turn the corner, going the rim.
Kolek, and we got a foul, look like a move.
Kolek, I think, on the handoff, maybe, right?
Indeed, that's what they got.
I love this kid, by the way. Yeah, look at this presentation at the 10. Kirk, wait. A little get even, huh?
Yeah.
Those two at the rim, but this is the one they've been calling all year long. That'll turn you back. It's going to cost you.
There's some pressure.
You knew you were going to see it.
There it is.
How about that?
Back. Turnover.
You think they looked at the St. John State? What do you think?
You kidding? 2 or 3 times.
Let's see how they handle it.
I don't know how anybody could play Posh Alexander, who turned in a heck of a game, but
you can't simulate that kid.
No.
But the big thing here is like blowing by and no Aiken. It's a difficulty. Gadari Richmond is, can handle the ball, but much more of a plotter. They need somebody to just explode.
Kevin Willard telling us before the game he's going to use DeMar Harris, who's more of a shooter at the point.
Big time player right here. This kid's blossoming. Why not, right?
Boy, that was a big time move right there. Justin Lewis.
They've spent a lot of time, I think, developing not so much his game, but just his presentation, his understanding of what's going on when you talk to some of the people in the program.
Kale to Yetna. Looking inside. They got to get Roden going here. He has been struggling. Sixers last 28 in the home-and-home series against St. John's.
That helps, by the way. He didn't shoot or prosper as we normally would see Kale.
Yeah, Kale here's another one. Had a big game. There's a big shot outside.
Oh, I thought it was going to come back in.
Like Don Nelson's championship shot.
Oh, great memory, right? How many in the audience will remember what we're talking about? Right?
Lakers Celtics many moons ago. Don Nelson took a shot like that, and Lakers ready to win the championship, and the ball went up in the air like that and came down into the basket.
They like to get loose going early. Nice little medium post turnaround J.
Richmond down low. Oh, boy, another block. Woo!
I'll tell you, I don't think Ike's had that much leather sandwiches this early in the game anyhow.
He's on the other end. He had 7 blocks a few games ago.
An automatic switch.
There's Quet the lefty from way outside. Nothing doing there. Obiaga rebounds.
When he makes those threes, though, even though that was a mid-ranger, he does so many other things. Kolek turns the corner, finds people. Got a great hook pass to the perimeter of the corner.
See if Roden, number 2 rebound and leading scorer. See if Seton Hall can get him off under 14.
Nice.
Takes a drive and turned away. Obiaga is where the rebound.
Dangerous on the kick out.
Kale, second chance. And the rebound to Kolek, and Roden runs into.
Not a good foul either. Boy, this is amazing at the rim what this kid can do. You can run a nice play and negate it. At the 10, and how about this presentation again? Big time, walling up vertically.
It's so rare to see a guy who does so many rejections get rejected so often early in a ball game.
Turn around. This kid really has good vision, makes good decisions. Just watch him when he drives. There's that hook pass.
Wide open, feet set, couldn't score it.
And
it's going to be Seton Hall basketball. So Providence with the victory. Eddie Cooley and the Friars 65-62 at Xavier. 7-1 for the Friars.
How about that? Boy, what a turnaround for him. He was really down in the dumps last year in his own mind. Got these guys organized. What a devastating start. Nice pump.
Raise up.
Look who's there.
Oh, sent back again. Whew. Boy, a block party tonight.
Marvin Webster's out here tonight, huh?
Obiagu, the rebound. Kale, shot clock at 15. Set up Richmond, taking it deep. Oh, stolen.
Look up.
Justin Lewis, man ahead. Prosper got the jam.
Now that's a drill they work on, believe it or not. They get it half court in the line, and they lob it ahead, sprint, and finish it. Boy, an illustration of how important practice is.
6 consecutive victories for these Marquette Golden Eagles.
Oh, nice little floater.
The short Obiaga. Obiaga cleans it up.
I thought he might give a stare. He deserved one, don't you think?
Yeah.
Queth's such a presence.
Marquette long and very active. Coming off a Sunday win over Xavier, 75-64. Could not get that to go. Yetna with the rebound.
Seton's been struggling at the rim, but they look fresher, don't they? They look like they're more in tune.
Yep. Oh, they had to sleep on that loss to St. John's Monday. They're coming very active. Roden blocked again.
I think you would take the floater. Stay away from that big fella.
They have set a standard here in their early going here.
Set a record, baby, before the timeout. Roden, a really good offensive rebounder. Tough shot.
Outside.
Contested, but late in the clock.
Morcell.
You had mentioned this kid's played great, Morcell. There's a driver, most of them are, look at this little hesitation, blow by.
Smart on the reverse, nothing doing there. Yetna, big man leading the break. Kale blocked again. Another block, but wow, this is amazing.
It's incredible what this kid has done.
Jumper, Lewis, count it. 3 ball.
I think you got to make a decision. Are we going to go to the rim or are we going to play 5 feet away?
You may want to take a vacation for a couple of minutes.
Well,
Man,
the big thing is you got to lift him from the rim. Ike's not he can be a screener. He's not going to make a pick and pop, but that's one way of playing it.
So meanwhile, Queth just stays there and just builds a house in the lane.
Yeah, there it is now. But I wouldn't roll him. Make him stay there.
Almost 6 minutes of continuous play here.
Trying to out-jump people.
Rebound. Morcell, one man to beat, taking it hard to the glass.
And look who's there, too. Big Ike ran the floor.
Yeah, he did.
Didn't get it, but changed it.
A lot to be said for changing the shot. Possession coming up empty. Post up Kale down low.
See, once again, Ike goes to the rim. I understand it's part of the philosophy, but I keep quite out of there.
Kale short. Been continuous play. It's the opening tip.
Normally you get excited about offense. I am really excited about Queth at the rim.
2 for 16 for Seton off on the field and drilling that.
He makes those. He's a different kid. Only at 23%, but that's going to come along.
Tyler Kolick.
Little 1-2, 1-1 here. Not the full court havoc we used to see at VCU. He was telling me, you really got to work at that and believe in it. They got an easy one at the rim? No,
not at all. The other thing, he said you can't press 40 minutes.
No.
They got to.
This is where he's good.
Going left. Leaves it. Big man jams it home.
What a show. He is putting on Oklahoma's loss again in Milwaukee.
3 seasons at Oklahoma, averaged 5 points, 3 rebounds in about 17 minutes. Man, he is having a first half here. First half, how about the first 7.5 minutes? We finally get a stoppage.
Look at the bench for Quaith. Why not, right? Woo. You think you can get an easy one? Not much around here, but an opportunity here with the penetration, with the little lob and
more blocks. They've got a chance to build on that. We're early on. We had pretty much 7 minutes and change with continuous action.
Elliott on the floor. This kid has played great basketball. Willing. Coming in like a John Havlicek or Frank Ramsey, going way back, right?
Richmond, what a difference. That's a big dish there.
No, wait.
Tyrese Samuel.
Big fella.
And turnover.
Nicodoro's going to be a really nice player. He's now subbing at center, can run the floor, can damage. And what a spirit this guy possesses. A shot of Shaka on the sideline. He put this team together in the summer. I mean, he felt the summer and the fall. They got to know one another, enjoy one another.
Nice. Oh, man, right at the basket. Wouldn't go for Roden. And a foul in the play.
And going right up in the hands. Real smart play. Little difference without Quaithen there, isn't it?
Totally changed.
At the rim.
The atmosphere is different inside.
He's coming back in, by the way. That didn't take long.
Yeah, easily understood. Foul is on Iguodaro, number 13. Tyrese Samuel. 3 minutes played in the first meeting against Marquette, didn't score.
You know, that St. John's game was not a game for Ike Obiago. I mean, the speed of the game.
Right.
And Samuels didn't have one of his better games. And not faulting him. The team was totally off balance. But it's St. John's. They took St. John's.
2 and 2 points and 6 rebounds for Samuel. Marquette with the ball. 12-8 early lead, Marquette.
And there's that little matchup they like to go to. They worked hard on this, getting into the middle and kick into the corner or the opposite side.
Bullock, lefty going left.
He's good.
A hook shot, that's his deal right there.
You got to jump on these kids' left hand. Make him go the other way.
Transfer from George Mason. We've seen so many transfers this week, Coach. Got 4 of them on this Marquette club.
Now it's sort of the normal, the new normal.
Boy,
you used to feel terrible when kids left, you know?
And another day, it's just another day at the office now. Richmond muscling his way in, got it to go.
Overpowering big time. That's his game. Monopolizing that 3-second area.
4-point lead for Marquette. They got in the way of the travel right there, Cameron Jones.
This kid's going to be a player. Great shooter. Really punch shots. Not afraid of the moment.
Good move inside. Contact. Look out. Kale's all right. Here comes Seton Hall. A chance to draw a little bit closer with just under 11 to go. Kale with a good burst of speed. Runners left. No. Here's Roden. Pump fake got him a clean look.
It's not his game, really.
As a driver.
Exactly. Not a consistent deep threat.
Nice handle here by Cameron Jones. The lefty. Queth rebound. Here's another free shot. Lewis. That goes.
How about Queth? Very unselfish. Not a really offensive threat on a consistent basis, but nice little kick.
(73-72). Marquette wins 11 days ago in Milwaukee. Hand off to Kale. Boy, they trap him. Jackson, good shooter.
Pretty good recovery, though. I like him in his post area.
Got 3. Jackson lets it fly. Nothing doing right there. And it's going to be Marquette ball.
Well, we got Queth on the defensive end, but on this end, Kolek sets him up right. The blow by. A little smooch at the rim, and Kadari Richmond to get 32 a game. Now, 8 is not a lot by their standards, but how about the blocks, the hurries, the changes?
Yeah.
That's all part of it. And it turns their offense.
Gets them going. 17-10 Marquette with the ball. Morcell.
He's been quiet.
Yeah. Nice, good player.
Very good.
26 points against the Hall the first game.
Good defender as well.
Greg Elliott in the game number 5. He gets it back. He's got it off his foot.
And they switch it. Roden back on Morcell.
In for Seton Hall. Jameer Harris. He'll be running things at the point. 2 seconds left.
It gets tough. He really understands the game. Had great vision on the shot clock. Big time delivery.
With double figures in 4 consecutive ball games. Good looking player.
And Harris on the floor now can stretch the D. There's that little Dublin blitz, some guys call it, trap.
Going to need a lot from Harris out of the point. Mainly a shooter. Here's Richmond, 10 on the shot clock. Good defense by Marquette. Roden misses iron.
Is really struggling with that deep shot. Got to go to your strength.
Yeah, he came in
mid-game.
6 for his last 28 from the field last 2 games.
Will replace on the wing Joplin.
David Joplin, freshman out of Brookfield, Wisconsin.
Can make 3s. Got 14 for the year. He was his first signee in the sense he was going to go to Texas, committed when Shaka left. Came to Milwaukee.
So, clock running down. That's a big-time play.
Big time.
Whew. Timeout. Kevin Willard had seen enough.
With the way they're playing, Mo's in downtown Milwaukee would be a busy place after the ball games.
You know it.
Was that great arena?
That's working
great
out well
guy.
for him.
What a great player, too. Great announcer.
Yeah, I covered him when he was in Tampa Bay during the preseason games. Heck of a player, Hall of Famer. All right, what's the Hall got to do here? They're 17% from the field in this game to this point.
They got to get to the foul line. I think that's important. So you got to attack post up. There's a nice diagonal cut to the box. See if they can get Samuel going a little bit. Nice hands.
Turned it over.
Goodness. Look at Darrow. I just love this kid's game.
Quickly to Joplin. Look for the reverse. And it was knocked out of bounds.
Well, he's got some speed, doesn't he? He had 10 versus Bonnie's early in the year. A nice attack here. He's got good, strong body, too.
Boy, this is just the first year for Shaka at Marquette. Boy, he is a good-looking club.
It's a whole new team, too. Look at this.
Deep jack from outside.
Well, it looks like Joplin only gets 7 minutes a game, too.
His 15th three of the season, 29%er. They've opened up a big lead.
Well, they really stretch out that ball. Nice penetration.
Can't finish it,
but that's what they got to do, attack a little bit.
Gadaro with the rebound, and quickly up court come the Golden Eagles.
They got to reach back on that.
Oh,
look at this
blow
blow
by, as you would say.
Yeah,
wow.
Samuels at disadvantage. That matchup.
Cameron Jones.
Tell you what, he's got game, by the way. This kid, we talk about his three. He's great around the rim. Great shot selection. Big. A lot of time out there. Of course, eventually the Final Four. And Buzz, no question about it. This guy got them going, too. And Mojo had some really good years, too. And it's unfortunate it didn't work out for him. And Shaka coming in with a whole new hand here. All different guys, and you got them meshing beautifully. And I think the personalities fit, too, is what he alluded to today.
Boy, pressure. Richmond gets it up. Ooh, got into trouble. Kevin Willard said he wants to see Jackson shoot the ball more. That could be a big lift for him.
Well, Marquette is really well versed on this end of the floor, though.
Good defensive stance and everything. Roden struggling mightily, cut off with 4. Got a deal from way outside. Can't hit it. Rebound. Ogiab. Big man, Roden. No.
Nothing easy. Nice.
Not at all.
The big Ike, you know, he always kicks it out. I mean, I'd love it if I was a perimeter guy. You didn't play with too many guys that kicked it out for me, though, right? And this is my chance on the offensive glass.
Well, Ike does a great job. Give you an idea of what kind of night it's going for Seton Hall. They're down to 15% from the field right now. So 3 things you need to know about Jared Roden. He hates onions.
Oh, goodness. I think he likes onions if it's his shot at the end of the game, though, right? I do remember that, too. I didn't know him, obviously, but reading about him as a youngster, what a great opportunity for a young guy to be a Knicks ball boy.
No question
Can you
about
imagine meeting all those players?
The Riley 90s Knicks. Jones had it poked away by Richmond.
You see Elliott just stymie things there? Oh, they are so well tuned. Slowed the breakdown.
Jackson, Mikhail. Man-to-man defense is very good for Marquette. 6.5 they go. Roden looking to go inside. Fade away. Got one to go.
That's his game now. That's your game. You know, eventually you get the going. You ring the bell a little bit. You get a little more confidence in your stroke.
3 points for Roden. He's the leading scorer. There's a
little match right again.
Elliott splits.
Nice pass.
And blocked from behind. Get it to the corner. Lewis for 3. Nothing there. Rebound Roden.
That's something he does beautifully.
Richmond.
Little handsy.
Yep.
Everybody raving about this kid. Big upside, mid-post area where you can develop turnaround attack. A lot of guys don't do that, like to bounce themselves in. But here the ability to stroke it. It gets the game going in the mid-range. They can step outside. Oh, physically imposing with a lot of talent.
He's got 8 points, looking good. On the inbound, turn it over.
Well, they got numbers here, 4.
Lewis Mitchell in the game.
Smart play. Didn't have anything. Pretty much a driver.
There's a lot of players here tonight. The lefty partially blocked.
He just loves that little extended hand. Right hand off the ball. Down 4.
Shot clock, and look at this. Justin Lewis with a big triple. He's got 10.
And over Ike, too. He knew he had the distance.
They give him a 2 on that, so 28-13, Marquette.
Got to keep grinding if you're Seton Hall. It's got to start at the other end, too.
Yeah, they got to find a way to get going.
Yeah.
It's been a fine performance by Marquette.
Look at the denial on the dribble exchange.
Jackson, more of a shooter than driver. Going to say, keep it right here.
Now, watching Lewis as he's grown as a basketball player, he's been able to mix his game up this year. I think Shock has got him realizing there's a lot more to it than just settling for a 3. Like mid-range there. So that post up earlier.
Shot clock at 5. Kale. Roden.
Got to shoot it. No good.
And they didn't do it. That is a wonderful defensive stand by Marquette. And Seton Hall starting to hear it here. That's turnover number 5 for Seton Hall.
Well, they are well prepared, aren't they?
Seton Hall turns it over about 12 times per ball game and already at 5 at the 4:51 mark.
Yeah, Harris probably will run the show. I think Kale's going to have to do some more damage, too. You can get the ball. Use maybe a ball screen, get into the lane somehow.
Mitchell on the baseline, shoots an air ball, knocked out of bounds by Marquette.
Got a foul. With a foul over the top.
So fouled by Queth, his first. Talk about how hot Marquette is. Look at that. 6 consecutive wins. Providence, Georgetown, DePaul, Seton Hall, Villanova. A couple of big ones in there. And Xavier beat them 75-64 last time out.
How much easier it is to teach when you're going in there with a lot of positivity.
Oh, no doubt about it. So Harris at the point, more of a shooter. Bryce Aiken, concussion protocol, unavailable, was injured, and he thought that was going to be a bounce pass. It's another turnover.
Nice
in the
find.
corner.
Prosper, they really like this kid. A little dribble drive, gets a little nickel dimer.
Power drive, too. These guys get low. They're very strong.
We get that shoulder down on the hip. Just get a little bite of guy.
Roden fouled his second.
Now, Roden got the first foul in the backcourt. You remember that?
Yeah.
And it adds up. Like, he shouldn't have got there. Now he's a little bit of a hole. He's got to take a blow.
Second team foul. Kevin Willis was concerned talking to him. He says, hey, these guys have found a good rhythm shooting threes. It's in evidence tonight.
Now they are riding his post up. Look at this kid. You think he made glass? We'll give it to him, though.
Yeah, we'll give it to him, and it looked like the defender might have got a hand on it.
Look at his hands.
He's got 12. This defense has him in disarray. Need it. No. Rebound. Oh, good.
What a
sacrifice,
check out, huh?
right?
Quake with a great stick.
Gets it to Mitchell, to Lewis. Feeling good. Big man, quick release. Oh, my goodness. The English was working for him that time.
Pretty smart, though. Nice quick release. Froze the D. The kid's got great timing on this end of the floor, too.
Largest lead of the game here for Marquette. 3-ball. They needed that.
Take a deep breath.
Amir Harris, cross-court prospect, wide open, bingo.
How unselfish is this team?
Oh, they're doing
That's his 11-3, too.
Really good-looking basketball by the guys in blue. 6 for Prosper. Make that 5 for Prosper. Handoff Harris.
Wow, that's good to see.
They needed that.
Prosper looks like he's hurt a little bit here. See him?
Yeah, got a little hit to the giddy up. 2:41 to go in a fast-moving first half. It's been all Marquette.
Lewis knows he's got Ike. You got to put it on the deck and go by him.
And what do we have? Keep it right here.
Seton really struggling, but the ability of this kid in that low box area, he's got the strength, the hops, the physique to dominate. And it's been Fred Cooley in Providence. Played some point when Biden got hurt. Really off the ball more often than not, but having a terrific year, as is Providence.
First place Friars. Whoa, a knockdown. Morcell got knocked down. Picks himself up.
He does that great hesitation.
And Ike with a block.
And they got him to go to that right hand.
Obiagu with
the
a block.
bounce.
It's number 53 on the season.
2 on the clock there. Plenty of time to catch, put it on the deck, and get a shot. Watch the back screen lob, too.
Probably look for Lewis coming off hard.
Yeah, I thought they might back screen Quest, but it's going to be the other way.
Whoa.
Nice hands. And blew that play up pretty good.
Sure did. Kale trying to shake free.
You got to have a good run here to get back in this game the next 2 minutes. Look at Shock on the baseline. Sprinting.
Coming up on 2 minutes to go. Richmond. Hit that shot turned away. Quest. Another block. He got him at 4 blocks. It's changed a whole lot more, too.
Nice play. I love what they're trying to do. They know Ike isn't going to show on that dribble drive. I think Morcell can just turn the corner and take a little bit of a floater.
Harris gets it over to Jackson.
Pretty.
Whoa, left-hander. Gets to his strong side and makes it work.
But also he did use that rim, too.
Yeah. Protect against the
put
block
fear
shot.
for the big fella.
Under a minute and a half, 35-21.
Well, if they could get it to 10 and give him some life going into that halftime.
Oh, man, that is some shot by Justin Lewis.
How about the arc? Just a little replace, roll and replace.
He's got 15 points. Averages 15. He went for 18 the last time against Seton Hall. Richmond, nice fake, and turned it over.
Quest again. That's him. He's right there. That caused the turnover, but this is just magnificent. Great understanding. See, but big guys don't want to get their hand caught in that net or rim, but get them organized. What a show he is putting on. What a load.
Comfortable stroke from deep.
But he's got the other things going, and the confidence now to step out and make them. That all stems from Shock and the staff.
7 turnovers for Seton Hall. Final minute of play here, first half.
And keep this kid out of the lane.
Oh, he steps up. Back rim, no.
They do 2 for 1, though.
And a breakout. Almost picked off right here. Harris.
They know you got to make him put it on the deck. They got a mismatch in the post, so maybe get an offensive rebound out of it.
Harris, no. Rebound goes to Morcell. 38-21. They'll hold for 1.
Well, what a solid half they've had. I know this crowd is disappointed in Seton Hall. It's been a magnificent effort. We talked about the depth at the beginning of this team. Playing together, connected.
Morcell, nice change of direction. Fade, fire, no. Rebound. Jackson with 2 seconds with 1. Lets it fly from there.
Whoa! Boy, they could have used it, too.
Yeah, right?
Give him a breath of fresh air.
All Marquette in the first half. They did a lot of things right.
As solid. Quest has been magnificent.
6 block shots, career best 7 in a game. And that was in the first, I think he had 4 in the first 7 minutes.
Before the first media timeout.
Line drive no good, and a rebound lost, saved. Nice job by Yetna.
They got to get him going, too.
Here's Richmond. Richmond loses, turns it over. Wow, cross court. What a look, what a find. Couldn't make it pay off. Rebound. Lewis gets it back outside. There's a 3. has been money tonight. Absolute money tonight. Biggest lead enjoyed by the Golden Eagles. Prosper hits that big three.
Just great anticipation on this end of the floor by Marquette.
Kale way outside.
Got to get him going. That's it.
The roll.
Put it on the deck and be creative.
Just his second field goal tonight. He's got 5. 5 points on the evening.
You got to fragment this half if you're Seton Hall. What can we do in the first 4 and so on? A nice bite.
Tough range jumper.
And that's what happens when you start making those threes, right? The challenge is there. You're not coming out on balance.
17 for Lewis. Richmond pounding the dribble. And boy, again, Bryce Aiken. Concussion protocol.
That's his game right there. That's what he's got to do. Get back to basics. These kids are talented guys. Had a terrific career in a turnover to backcourt.
Richmond with the jam.
Pressure.
Yeah, you're right about Roden. Roden went 1 for 9 from the field in the first half.
And then jacked up some threes that are, a couple of them anyhow, that were not within the framework.
High post. Quest. 6 block shots in the first half. Lewis, big man, quick flip is good.
Nice look too. Lewis doing it all, filling the sheet.
Quest, he's got 6 points. Go along with the 6 block shots.
That's all he has to do is hit that floater. It looks so good, and others, Marcel as well, dribble, driving fine.
Roden, the leading scorer. They really have to get him going. Kale. Tough shot, nothing doing there. Roden, back it out again. Good defense. Prosper.
Got to attack. He gets the free throw line. Get some opportunities, but the other end, just solid. A little gamble by Roden on the top side, and just becoming available. But Lewis, you name it.
Well, they're stars tonight. They've come to play. 17 points, 2 rebounds. Look at that. 7 for 11 from the field. 6 blocks. Immediate impact.
Such a presence. Nip away. That's what you got to do through the hall.
Roden 82% at the line. Averaged 14 and 6 last year. 12 points and 3 rebounds in the first game at Marquette. That was a 73-72 Marquette win.
Nice D again. Kale this time.
Here comes Richmond. In the corner, Roden.
Oh, tough shot. Under the
hit it. Wow.
Well, he got it going with the mid-range game. Things start to happen positively. But if you come out looking for tough shots contested, but Roden, he's the leader of this team. He's protocol, as they say.
Wish him speedy recovery.
Right now, Seton showing a little bit of life, though.
Yeah, they needed it. Roden and Kevin Willard has seen his leading scorer go for 7 points now. 2 for 2 from the field here in the second half. He hit his 3-point shot and a couple of free throws. So perfect shooting to this point here in the early going second half.
On a 2-2-1, they've done a nice job poking from the behind of the dribbler.
Kolick beats the press.
This is when you make the opponent start thinking a little bit. Is this a good shot? Should I take it? When it's going really good, there's that little Merkers play freewheeling, and they replace.
The pump fake. Marcel, 3-ball, in and out.
Oh, good. Not a good foul.
But went for the steal.
Yeah.
Kurt Queth, that's his second.
He should know his game is not waist high. It's sky high. Right? Get those up there and run back.
Upper atmosphere. He's done a heck of a job. 6 block shots in this game. One off his career best in the game. Richmond probing.
A little high 5 roll.
Trying to get some movement. Pounding the dribblers, Roden. Kale with 10 on the shot clock. Found an avenue. Boy, that's a difficult shot. Here we go.
A nice shot by Prosper. Wow, I got a foul there.
Wow, let him play. There was a bump. He attacked the defender. Didn't get anything to show. A tough shot. Roden. That seems to be his best deal.
That's his game, no question about it, Dave. But now all of a sudden, Marquette, a little more hesitant, a little more unsure, is where Golick has got to get them in order.
7-0 run by Seton Hall. It's been all road, 45-34.
Automatic switch into this matchup. Tough shot under the big guy.
Marcel couldn't get it to go, and Kale took a shot in the nose. Second inventory.
Oh, what a great run for this 4 and change by the Hall.
Richmond. First glass. No, they attacked the glass. We got numbers. 2-on-1. Nice gift back. Lewis, he's in there, and he goes up and he gets fouled.
Not a good pass by Golick. That little hit the popsicle stick pass. You got to make a nice smooth chest pass. Let him go strong to the goal. But we've been looking for Roden to play his game. He certainly gets his Marquette team happens to be.
9 of those 12 points here in the second half on 3 for 3 shooting. He went 1 for 9 in the field in the first half.
This is why these games are important for both teams. But Marquette now, who's going to be the guy that's going to get them organized? They're going to run at you. What kind of shots do we want? Of course, not a bad choice getting Lewis involved.
Lewis 77% at the line. 6'7" freshman, Baltimore from Polytechnic.
But he is a strong-looking kid, isn't he? Yeah. He'll go right to the pressure.
There's Marquette's first free throw of the game.
Kadari good at getting in the lane.
If they continue to look for Roden, a good matchup right here.
Little baseline bumps. And yet they didn't dig in.
Roden trying to beat a couple guys.
Tough shot. That's not a good one.
Prosper. Good defense.
Nice hands
Roden
by Roden.
steals and gives it up.
Watch Harris on the wing.
Got nothing, and nice job. Knock it away momentarily.
Jones, a nice job containing. Where is Yedna?
16 shot clock. In the corner, Roden passed up the shot. Took a fadeaway. Nothing there. Rebound.
I still like the shot selection, though, don't you?
Moved it in a little bit better. He seems to be more comfortable in the move.
Absolutely.
Iguodaro gets it to Prosper. To Lewis.
Nice pump.
Elliott comes to meet the ball with 9 on the shot clock.
Oh, goodness. It was short, maybe. Short, yeah. Did not call.
Jimmy Lucky had a good look at it from not too far from us. Way outside. Harris. Why not? He's good.
Why not? Give him some touches.
Jameer Harris. Packing away. They got it down to 10. They trail by as many as 20. Crowd into it here in Newark, New Jersey.
Because when you score, you can change that D. They went to the 2-2-1.
Lewis goes up by Iguodaro gets the loose ball, and it'll be a foul.
How do we get Kadari? Richmond, yep, number 0. How about this, huh? Because Elliott back to protect, didn't close quick enough to make you pay mightily. But at the summit, goodness, hike. Showing some quick maneuvers.
Indeed. Kadari Richmond with the foul. 4 blocks for Ike. Crowd into it. Joplin into the game. Fires. Left a little short. Rebound. Prosper in the corner. Pump
nice fake.
Short jumper. Left it short. Ike got the rebound. Here comes Seton Hall. 10-point deficit now, down from 20. Richmond in traffic. Roden's been the man on the run.
I love the patience of Richmond. And obviously the bounce ability of Roden in the lane.
12-2 run keyed mainly by Jared Roden. Got it inside of 10.
Really don't have a point guard out there. Elliott's going to have to run it.
Timeout Marquette.
He's got to get Kolek back in there to run the show. They are just not as efficient. But Roden showed his innate ability, not settling. I think he and the coaching staff suggested to change the mode of operation offensively. And he has acquiesced and done a good job in that mid-post area. Looks like a little bit of a matchup. And Kolek back on the floor. They need him, his direction.
One of the primary things that Dr. Smart wanted to do during that timeout, stop the momentum.
Now Lewis out here, he can elevate over any of the outside people if need be. Like this.
By Ike.
And Harris gets him right there.
5 on the shot clock. So Harris with the foul. That's his first.
Nice to have a go-to option, though, isn't it?
Oh, my goodness.
And he just can manhandle people. That physique.
Clear side, get out of his way. Back window, strong. Kevin Lillard.
Trying week for him. You know, they were so excited about Saturday. The St. John's game, of course, came up flat with a great St. John's performance, and then coming out the same in the first half.
Yeah, you know it. Neither team in the St. John's home and home, a rare college home and home. Neither team held serve at home.
They did some job at halftime here. They have a different team.
Richmond. Oh,
nice denial. Got to stop the ball.
Lewis sets up Jones, the lefty from deep, and he hits.
His arch is unbelievable. It's an unusual release, but extremely effective.
38% from deep.
Big counter right there.
Gets it back to beyond 10 with the lead.
Nice cross.
Richmond. Roden's been the man of the hour offensively for Seton Hall.
It's up with the ISO. They gap deep pretty good, this team. This is a guy they got to get going, too.
That's been a
pretty good offensive player, too.
Shot clock at 5. Richmond line drive in and out.
Good check out.
Kolek comes up with the loose ball.
This is a big stop, I think, for Seton Hall.
Feeling it. Lets it rip.
That's big. That's a really big-time early dagger.
7-0 run by Marquette. Lewis now. He's got 23 points, and boy, that was a big-time response by Justin Lewis.
Boy, they took the hit. They kept on ticking, though. Just solid play by this kid all around. Nice. That quad 1 win at the Hall. Another opportunity this week. And I thought Villanova was sharp last night.
Oh, they were. Justin Lewis, he's on a good run. Big part of the 7-0 run. He's got 23 points, matching his career best. Kind of response to Seton Hall get. Harris had a big shot earlier.
Nice little play, though. Little dribble, slip. Samuel able to convert, but gets a chance to two. This is how you get back in. Stop the clock, get to the free throw line, execute your offense.
First foul on Lewis, team third. Tyrese Samuel. He's got the best field goal percentage of all the regulars for Seton Hall. Just the 63% free throw shooter.
Funny, he can stroke him at times. Then an unusual miss, you know.
Yeah.
Dead left on that one.
Averages 8.6 rebounds. 1 out of 2.
Trying to get something out of the defense here.
Jones gets it across.
Pretty good handler. This is a guy to get some ticket now.
The left-hander. As you said, that jump hook left pass was very effective for him. Jones, 3-ball. Go for a second. Back to back from the same spot.
Gotta hug that kid. Oh, can't leave him open.
Cam Jones with the bucket. He's got 8. Yet in a long time since he took a shot. Misses that one. And it's going to be a foul on Iguodala.
But this is just a nice little sequence, a little dribble drive, get a touch in the lane, collapse the D. Big time delivery. Once again, Lewis showing you his game, all aspects, with that fine.
Iguodala out, Queth back in. Iguodala, 3rd foul. Try to get it to Roden. They do.
Queth is there.
Block. He got a piece.
Gotta look out.
That's 7 blocks his career best and matching that number. 7 blocks in a game. We still have 10 minutes to go.
They got the mismatch here. They want to use Lewis, yeah, with Harris. Nice help.
And what do we have? He was on his strong hand.
He got a block. You know, when you think of it, you'd rather him go for the 2 and contest them and stay at home on the perimeter because he does a great job locating people.
Kolek at the line. It's been a good game here for that young man, Lewis.
How about the numbers there?
Best.
Be interesting. Is it Marquette Providence Saturday, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
Yeah, that's they get through this one. It'll be a big time event.
Stevie Mitchell returning, number 4. There he places Cam Jones. Cam Jones, nice contribution. 8 points, he's hit 2 threes.
Yeah, he's a good player, really solid. I think they use that early drag screen for him to get going. Of course, space him out.
Kolek's got 7 with that free throw. 59-40. Biggest lead has been 20. Got it inside 10. But another recent surge here by Marquette. Here's Roden. Draws the double team.
Nice read. Pretty.
Going all the way for the jam. Justin Lewis. He's got 25 and the biggest lead now at 21 points.
All set up by Mitchell. Jumping the passing lane.
Turnover. Bad exchange.
Watch him pass.
And a foul. Looks like they'll get Roden.
Kolek had options there, but it was Lewis. Look at this. Beautiful read and the ability to open floor. Send it in, big fella. Whew. He has shown you all of his weapons, big time.
Career best 25 points now. And back to a comfortable lead for Marquette.
What was interesting about that play, Kolek had options too. He had Marcel on the wing. There's Lewis attacking like Lionel Simmons, the big trade.
Oh yeah, no, with LaSalle.
So that's what I'm saying. You got to stay at home.
Kale goes hard block. Oh, a foul in the play.
Marcel can't believe it. I'm with him on that one. Don't you think? Because they saw a body that I didn't see. He's in disbelief.
Yeah, he thought he hit ball all the way. Take another look.
What an addition this kid has been. So many things he does well. He's just great. He's super in the mid-range, but he's established a game outside. Great contributor. Inexperienced, too, in age.
Transfer from Maryland. I'm sure the Terps wish he was still down there in College Park.
A defensive player of the year, too, this kid.
Yeah. Greg Elliott is back. Tyler Kolek will take a seat.
He's a key guy, that kid. This is where they got to get Mitchell now to run the show. You got Elliott and experience in the backcourt with him.
Kale, the number 3 scorer for Seton Hall with 7 points. There's some pressure by the Hall.
Boy, Marquette really took the hit and responded beautifully.
Marcel.
Nice
knocked away. Kale. Numbers against him. Going to go hard.
Look at
and
you
a block.
What else do you need?
Yeah, and a counter.
Look at the run out here. Another good pass.
That didn't work out well. Obiagu takes over. On the move. Foul on the play.
And nice hesitation dribble set that up for Kale.
Fouls on Mitchell.
Really can't get anything out of their defense. They have to make it easy hoops. That's the problem for all.
Right now, the clock not the friend of Seton Hall. They got to get going here.
Absolutely. I'm talking about Cam. This kid has been a terrific player. Really solid defender. Free throw line so, but late in the games he knocks him down.
Ben Jones back in the game. It was big at the Garden on Saturday. 66-61 over St. John's. Free throws make it 61-44. Pressure by the Hall.
Another run on them, Dave.
They're going to need it.
Yeah. I think they got to go now when they don't have their point guard out there. The established point guard. Mitchell's going to be fine.
Good.
Look at him come around that dribble handoff.
Tell you what, that is just big time right there.
Oh, goodness, the speed and strength to turn the corner.
27 points, career best. Adding to it. Good quick way outside. Harris, the shooter.
Now look at the hand right there. They know he can do that. It's out of bounds.
Yep.
Boy, how long? Often have we seen that?
Another turnover. Turnover number 12.
Yep. Real struggle right now. They made a little bit of run. Do they have another one left? Hold on.
He's had a fabulous time.
He sure has a really solid understanding of what the coaches want, too. Yeah, Prosper, you mentioned earlier he was ambling. Hasn't had a whole lot of minutes. Yeah, looks like he's running pretty good. Nice post up to defuse the D.
The way he keeps the dribble alive. Paid for it. Get 3 guards in there to handle it. Stevie Mitchell in there now. Cam Jones and Elliott. Queth up front with Prosper.
Look at the length of his shot. He has some range, this kid. Not afraid, unabashed.
Hit his last 2 threes. Jackson has not had many shots. He got fouled on that play.
And a nice screen off to let him get to the rim, too. Big fella Ike.
Only had 1 for 2 tonight. Queth, that's his 3rd. He'll leave, and Iguodala will return to the lineup.
What a solid game. He sort of established the defensive end of the game, though. Quick.
Yeah. First minute, first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, it was remarkable. If you're just tuning in, he had 4 blocks in, first 7 minutes.
Extraordinary. Sort of diffused everything at the rim.
Jackson transferred from University of Missouri, became eligible in December. Makes it 63-46.
Clock's their pal. They don't have to be in a hurry. Under 10, they can get in motion. Unless you give them a good one early.
Hot hand spin, this guy right here. Jones
nice
right
pass
to the basket, 2-hand flush.
How about that execution? Talk about deployment and being prepared for that matchup.
65-46.
Look at this rotation defensively. A little bit late on the cover here.
Harris the shooter, and he hits.
Jones was there, though.
Well, Harris with another triple. It's his 3rd. He's got 9 points. Alley-oop. No.
He held the rim, I think. Yeah.
I think he had a bad landing or pulled something in his finger, Iguodala.
Just really a nice play. And sort of a little pin down to get Jones free and a nice roll here. Pretty chest pass. Simplistic, but effective.
So, Iguodala looks like he's done. They're going to take him out, bring Queth back in. Got hurt on that last play. Kevin Willard was concerned about 3-point shooting from this Marquette club, and boy, they're 10 out of 20.
Fear, rightfully so.
Yes, in the 5th in the conference coming in. Richmond.
Nice hands in the lane. There's another one, number 32. 31, I should say. How many?
13th turnover.
I meant deflections. I'm sorry.
Deflection. You're right.
Look at this mismatch. He knows. Ooh, I wouldn't have given it up. You only want to be careful about a chart. Look at that discard by him, though. Got to keep that arm in. Again, out of bounds.
On the sideline. 2 trips. 65-49, the tournament resume for the Marquette Golden Eagles. What do you think, Bill?
I'm very impressed, really, because early in the year, Illinois. The K-State game is a good one, obviously. West Virginia, anytime you beat them. And then you run the 6 in a row that you talked about during the course of the game. They have been impressive. Of course, losses, Wisconsin, UCLA, Xavier, UConn and Creighton.
This has been really impressive this evening, that's for sure. Morcell with 13 on the shot clock.
Yeah, that's a tough shot.
But it's short.
Got a guy about your size right on you. And you can get away with it when you're holding the lead like this. Tough shot there.
Wow. The rate he's going right now, they need to just wear him out. Let him fire away.
Why
He's
not?
got 12 on 4 threes. 13 points. Time ticking off the clock. Seton Hall has one timeout left in their pocket. Bullock outside Morcell.
He loves that hook pass, doesn't he? Went with a hole.
Wow. Just a slight little hand rub.
Enough to impede the progress, though, right in front of the ref.
That was the call. That's his 4th.
Iguodala coming back in. That's a good sign in terms of his physical well-being.
Whatever happened to him down in the other end, he shook it off. 4 fouls on Queth. 1-1 in effect. Richmond, a 75% shooter at the free throw line this season.
Yeah, making them is important in terms of setting up your defense. An inch closer again.
Another transfer. Came in from Syracuse, averaged 6 points as a freshman up at the Cuse.
A big thing for him up there was that front of the zone. He was very good deflecting. Almost 2 steals a game.
So here you go, 65-54. Might be the last stand here for the Hall here at home.
Sounds like Lewis time.
Yep. Mitchell with the lead and killing time. Shot clock at 10.
Give him a bump.
Well, they let it play, and Iguodala got hurt again. Harris, hot hand, goes hard to the basket. Got the layup, needed it.
The closeout because he can shoot it. And right away, Marquette with the timeout. Well, look, he's really going after it. Pat.
A couple
and when you make those, all of a sudden, you can explode to the rim, too, as he did earlier with a nice finish. Attract that D and put it on the deck, get to the rim.
14 points. 11 in the second half.
They're showing a lot, though, Seton Hall. We're talking about Aiken not being here, which I think is very important, the way they play. And yet these kids, time in, time out, getting touched, see if they can get over that mountain right now. And see if Golick can run the show.
Under 4. And they got it down to 9. Golick, Jones.
And going to that matchup. Excuse me, Dave.
Iguodala and Lewis. Out there with Prosper. Lewis.
It's a little hard to beat individually here.
Golick.
That's what he loves to do. They stayed at home that time, Roden. There's enough people around the rim to negate the Golick.
4 on the shot clock. See, he gets the call here. Got to get a hot hand. Either Lewis or Jones who stroked the ball really well from deep.
I think the problem on the inbounds is you may only have one option. And the free guy, obviously you'd love to have Lewis, but here comes Jones. Nice pass.
Nice give and go. And he blew the layup.
Woo, what a reaction defensively.
Richmond in a hurry.
Where you
Turned it over. Iguodala scramble. Richmond gets it back. Oh, he had a good look at it.
I like that.
Harris. No, sir.
I think Roden was smart, though. He's been struggling from deep. Harris didn't really get a clean look. But what a reaction defensively by Seton Hall.
Roden 5 for 16 from the field.
I think you got to run your stuff if you're Marquette.
3 minutes to go.
Can't get stuck delayed late in the shot clock. And this zone is at its impact.
A lead at 9 for Marquette. Prosper. 7 on the shot clock. Lewis, it's been his game.
Tough shot. It didn't hit anything.
It sure did. No iron, and Golick knew it.
Well, he does. He's smart. He's smart.
He said it did not get iron.
Yeah.
Turnover. So still some life here for the Hall at 2:41 to go.
Well, they were 2 for 4 in the first half on free throws. Now they've got 16 free attempts, so that's what they got to do. Get to the rim.
Who's your go-to guy? Harris is in the far right corner. Top of your screen.
You know, everybody loves the ball screen and pick and pop with Jackson. Screen and slip. Got to go get the mid-range.
Roden, tough shot with a foul from Lewis.
Well, he is furious. His lower body may have gotten him, though.
Second foul on Justin.
Didn't have to foul because Roden really was stuck here. He initiated. The first bump was by Lewis. The second, I thought, was Roden's attack.
Big spots here for Roden. Seton Hall's made its last 9 from the line. And, of course, the announcer jinx.
Yeah, and he's a good free throw shooter, too.
It is 82%. Biggest lead for Marquette, 21 points.
2 of them.
Ooh, we missed them both at the 2:25 mark.
Well, they still are able to press, though.
There's Golick. Give it to Prosper.
That little post up. I just got to be alert here.
Golick.
Foul.
Yep, Richmond, as he made the turn going down the lane.
He's really smart. Gave the ball up, hid the corner over here. They're good point guards. It always comes back to them.
Got to have a good one. And again, no Bryce Aiken. Concussion protocol out for an indeterminate time for Seton Hall. Big loss. That's Seton Hall foul. Marquette's going to go for the
nice
line. Jackson. 14 on the shot clock. Still got time.
Great read. Just didn't come up with it.
Under 2.
Step back.
Jones, no life. Still there for Seton Hall.
Good checkouts, and then Harris cleaned it up.
Made a couple shots here. Had about 40 left on the clock. Good defense by Marquette.
Boy, that was a sharp pass.
Boy, this is good defense. They need to get some shots off. Jackson, short. Way short. No, it was Roden. Kept it from going out of bounds. He'll fire from there. No, and a rebound goes to Lewis. And
that's a big trick. That was a big trick
right there. Yep. Prosper
doesn't need it.
Sure does it. But he got it anyway.
Thought he was going to dribble right through.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
They like his presence on Max. Experience. Clemson kid. And right here, I don't know if too many people are going to stop around the big fella. Well, they have responded, though. Taking some hits.
First points for the Golden Eagles in the last 5:34, but they were really big by Prosper. Olivier Maxence Prosper. Out of Montreal, Quebec. Ooh, way short. It's 67-56. 65 ticks left.
Gotta go quick and go to the rim. You might get a 3 if you don't get a layup.
That's the guy that needs to shoot. Boy, look at his defense. What a denial.
Tough shot, then a foul on 3.
Ooh. Foul on Jones. Here's a look at Seton Hall upcoming schedule. At Georgetown, they got Creighton, Xavier, at Villanova, and at UConn.
Yeah, nothing easy in the league, no question about it.
Been a great year.
It is sensational.
And for Marquette, as you look down the road, first place Providence next up, then Villanova. How about that back-to-back and UConn? And
those 3 in a row. Of course, Butler with a good win. Sometimes you get the joy of victory and get going a little bit.
67-58 with 52-4 left on The clock.
Quick timeout.
Timeout call.
Last one, right?
So that was the last Seton Hall timeout. Bernard Toon, Jimmy Boylan.
Goodness gracious. Good. Jimmy, a local kid here, too.
Yep. They beat North Carolina that year.
Yep. Down in Atlanta.
A steal by Richmond. That's huge.
They're not giving up here. I love it.
50 seconds. Got it to a 6-point game.
Got it. Nobody back.
This will be 2.
That was big. Now you're going to gamble. Bill looks so good at seeing the floor.
Lewis didn't get a lot of shots. Oh, that's goaltend. Didn't get a lot of shots coming down the stretch here. He got them back in the game with those threes in the second half.
They've done a nice job in terms of the matchup, too, keeping away. He beats one, somebody else is helping. Almost a turnover here.
Lewis, a career best 27 points and 6 assists.
77% at the free throw line. He hit a dunk versus Providence this year. It was one of those you get out of your seat no matter whose living room you're in.
Yeah.
Just so many things he can do. Runs the floor.
Special nod to Kurt Queth, their big man, with 7 block shots matching his career best. Here's Morcell back in the game.
No, you're right. He had his imprint on this game early. And nothing free at that 10.
Here's Lewis. Build on his career best numbers.
Well, he was player of the week. Do you think he might win it again?
He is making a bid right now with 30 points. That is a strong, strong line.
He's got to do a better job passing the ball. Only 6.
Got the rebound. And he got fouled again. He's trying to get the ball out, trying to help kill some clock. Seven-point lead. Had some fans expressing themselves.
I'm just thinking, if you hear anything adverse, folks, it's not Dave Sims' birthday.
36-9 left on the clock.
Well, you got to have deaf ears if you're a referee, don't you?
There's no question. Every night, 3-4 nights a week. Yeah, no question about it. Kale gets a high arcing shot, rebounded by Lewis. They foul him, and 26-6 left on the clock.
Solid performance.
Yes, indeed.
Shaka back home in Wisconsin.
You know, you'll love this. Bill, I was told by the great John Paquette from the Big East Conference that Shaka Smart was born 11 days after Al won the national title in 1977.
Oh, that's a really good note, huh? Well, I'm sure he's smiling and watching this team today. The defense is, I think it can get a lot better with the shot blocking present. You know, double-edged center.
This kid's got a beautiful stroke. Impact player for Marquette, no question about it. Coach, 3 consecutive nights working with you. Loved it. First time in 2 years, really.
It's like the old days.
Oh, absolutely. The MAC tournament.
Goodness.
A little Saturday afternoon games. Good to be with you, and best to you and the family.
You as well. Nice to see you back in the East here.
Oh, nice to be back in the East, let me tell you. Marquette wins its 7th consecutive game. Very impressive fashion. As Justin Lewis, the big star in the game, a 10-point victory for Marquette. 73-63 final score.